It's neuroprotective, antioxidative, nutritive. It modulates neuroreceptors involved in depression, including serotonin, noradrenaline, and dopamine. And the NMDA is the thing that gets activated, it increases excitation. So it improves these monoamines, noradrenaline and dopamine. There is an inverse relationship between dietary creatine intake and depression here in this large 22,000 plus NHANES study in the United States. I've listed 5 creatine depression trials. Here's 3 right here, showing that it improves brain energy, metabolism, and neuroplasticity. In patients taking SSRI drugs, it improves the major depressive disorder and bipolar depression. They actually found that the SSRI drugs worked better when they were given creatine. The number one drug issue that comes into my office with patients is, I want to get off this drug. It's always the SSRIs because they feel flat, they don't feel themselves, they feel off. How can I get off of this? Because my doctor said I have to take this the rest of my life. Well, I can lean into something like creatine. I can lean into curcumin, turmeric. There's actually studies showing that you can actually transition people, and I do it all the time. So there's a time and place for medications. We're not going to have a debate about this, but I think there's better options to improve brain health by using things like creatine. Third study showing that 5 grams over 8 weeks for people going through cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a good thing, but they found that when they gave the group with going through CBT, they had creatine, they did better. They had better results, they had better resolution. So it makes sense. Same dosage over 6 weeks improved working memory and intelligence, speed of processing. Who doesn't want that, right? In a higher dose given one time per person, they did a study showing that single high dose, like a 150-pound person, they gave 24 grams. They had higher ATP levels in the brain, higher phosphate creatine levels in the brain, better cognitive performance and processing speed. They took individuals and they reduced their oxygen intake. 10% oxygen hypoxic environment. I'm not sure who would sign up for that study, but they were supplemented for creatine for 1 week and restored their cognitive performance more readily than placebo, showing that it improved energy to the brain cells. And this is very applicable to people, like say, in high altitude. People that live in the western mountains like Colorado and Wyoming and so forth. Maybe they need more creatine. That would be helpful, because your oxygen levels are definitely reduced when you live in those places. Or if you visit those areas as a skier, as a hiker, as a tourist, or if you work in the mountains, those things are all relevant to improving altitude acclimation. They also have taken students who have brain fog and they supplemented for creatine for 5 days. Prior to a math test, they found they had more oxygen in their brain cells. There are many studies on depression and creatine. I've listed 6 additional ones.